Welcome to the Roy Morgan Weekly Update. The weekly indicators are positive. Consumer confidence is up 2 points to 88, and ANZ Roy Morgan inflation expectations are down 0.1% to 4.9%. But today I want to share with you some serious trends we're seeing across the nation. First, a look at a large and growing cohort of truly disaffected Australians. Roy Morgan has identified more than 1 million Australians, in fact 1,152,000 Australians, who feel left behind, alienated and deeply distrusting of authority. Now this number has more than doubled since before COVID. These disaffected Australians are increasingly driven by emotion rather than engagement, and within this broader cohort, sovereign citizen ideology simply gives that alienation a militant voice. Both sovereign citizens and their broader disaffected cohort reject mainstream political and legal authority. Roy Morgan data shows this group believes government no longer represent them, echoing the sovereign citizen creed that laws and institutions are illegitimate. We're already fielding questions about this worrying phenomenon. Where are these people located? How has the phenomenon grown over time? And who are these people? Our data analysts and data scientists are diving deeper into this powerful research base to answer those questions and more. So stay tuned for next week when I'll share all of our findings. Other new Roy Morgan research reveals a profound shift in attitudes towards religious education in government schools. Over the last few decades, with support sitting evenly at 50% in favour and 50% opposed teaching religion at least once a week now. So this is a complete reversal of sentiment over a generation. In 1998, support for weekly religious instruction was overwhelming, with 72% of Australians in favour and just 28% opposed. Since then, support has gradually eroded, slipping below 70% in the early 2000s, into the low 60s by the mid-2010s, and now we see it at 50-50. A look at support for religious instruction in schools shows clear splits between the major parties, with 61% of coalition voters still in favour, compared to fewer than half of ALP voters, only 44%. Even lower, only 31% of Green voters support religion being taught in schools. And now a look across the Tasman to the political situation in New Zealand. And it's not good news for Prime Minister Christopher Luxon and his national-led government. In August, the main opposition, Labor Party, has seen a spike in support, up 3% to 34%. This is Labor's highest level of support for 3 years, since August 2022, when former Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern still led the party and the nation. Labor is now 5 percentage points ahead of the National on only 29%, with National down 2% from just a month ago. Labor's support at 34% is the highest for either major party for a full year since September 2024. The overall picture changed significantly in August, with the surge in support for the opposition, increasing support for the opposition by 4% to 50%, its highest so far this year. This includes Labor on 34%, the Greens on 13.5%, and the Maori Party on 2.5%. Support for the national-led government slumped, down 4.5% to 46.5%, which includes National on 29%, ACT on 10.5%, and NZ First on 7%. In New Zealand, both major indicators of consumer sentiment were at a low level in August, another poor sign for the government. ANZ Roy Morgan New Zealand consumer confidence fell 2.7 points to 92, the lowest level for this indicator in New Zealand so far this year. In addition, the Roy Morgan Government Confidence Rating remained at only 83.5. A majority, 53.5% of New Zealanders, say the country's going in the wrong direction, and only 37% say the country is going in the right direction. And that's a wrap. Thanks for your interest in Roy Morgan's latest results. For more detail on the topics covered in this video, head on to the Roy Morgan website and stay tuned next week as we bring you more analysis, more data, and the latest consumer confidence, inflation expectations, business confidence, and the latest on mortgage stress. And we'll also be looking at problem gambling in Australia. Thanks for listening.